There are some flimsy laws on the books, folks, and I've been doing this for over 30 years. So the flimsiest is probably loitering and prowling. You get arrested and taken to jail. You haven't done anything wrong. There's no victim. Nobody's been hit. Nothing's been stolen. Nothing. And yet you find yourself in jail basically for looking suspicious. That is what loitering and prowling is. The cop is stopping you right before they think you're about to do some sort of crime. The issue with loitering and prowling, I mean, the courts don't even like when this thing is charged. Florida Statute 856.021. The interesting thing about the loitering and prowling law in Florida is that the law requires the cop to ask you for an explanation because they find this so sketchy that they actually want to give you an opportunity to explain yourself. So let me read the law in 856.021. where it says it is unlawful for anyone to loiter or prowl in a place at a time and in a manner not usual for law-abiding citizens under circumstances that warrant justifiable or reasonable alarm. Now, whatever the hell that means, that can mean a lot of different things. I'll give you some examples though. But this is the part where the legislator's trying to put the cops in check, all right? Subsection 2 says that the circumstances to be considered in terms of whether you're going to arrest this person, whether there's alarm or not, is the fact that the person takes flight, like they take off running when they see law enforcement, or they refuse to identify themselves, or they try to conceal themselves or conceal an object. Again, suspicious behavior for sure, but do you handcuff this person and put them in jail for being sketchy? The law says you can. However, before you do that, law enforcement shall, this is not optional, shall, prior to an arrest for an offense under this section, afford the person an opportunity to dispel any alarm or immediate concern which would otherwise be warranted by the circumstances. No person should be convicted of loitering and prowling under this section if law enforcement did not comply with this procedure, or it appears that the person's explanation is true. So that's really interesting. I'll tell you where I get the loitering and prowlings is pretty simple, folks. You folks out there that are pulling on car doors, right? You go into a car lot and, you know, maybe it's at 5 in the morning at some employee lot where people work all night, and you start pulling on multiple car doors and there is really no legal reason to be doing that, you're gonna get yourself a loitering and prowling. It's not quite an attempted burglary of a conveyance. It is not quite any other crime, but if you weren't able to actually get into the cars, you are gonna be arrested for loitering and prowling. That is the #1 way that I see a loitering and prowling charge here in Florida. And of course, I do this sort of thing, defend these sort of cases in the Central Florida area. I hope that you'll give our office a call if you have a problem here, because we can help you out. Otherwise, I thank you for watching and listening and doing all the little things that would help us out, like a thumbs up or a subscribe or a heart. Thank you in advance for doing that.